So John, let's talk about ROI and the benefits. To anybody watching this, like, oh, this all sounds great. And I get that I can spread the payments out, but it isn't free. It's going to cost me something. It might be a decent amount if you have a very large company, but that's out of context. To put it in context, it's like the ROI is what really matters, right? So what's a typical ROI for a business that's implementing this? And I don't mean dollars specifically, because that's a very broad question. What's the first things that they're going to see where they're getting something back for their investment?
So there's a couple of ways that we look at that. So first thing is we'll look at key financial metrics like days sales outstanding, right? And how we can reduce the DSO and make your cash more available. So this is a big thing as companies start looking at their overall financial KPIs. We were talking about it earlier. You were saying when you look at your balance sheet differently, what do you discover? So if you discover the perspective, right?
Yeah.
If you discover you're leaving money on the table through your DSO and things like that, that's a big opportunity for every company. What does efficiency mean? It means taking it down from being 60 days to 25 days. That's a lot of money right there.
That's a big difference.
You're
going to see your bank account increase, pretty quickly once this is in place. And that's happening, you're going to see a huge difference in your bank account.
Absolutely. And then as you start looking at other key metrics like that, you start to see it impact on things like available cash flow and metrics like that. And they become really important. You'll find the ROI starts to come in when you look at things like the valuation of your company. So we've seen on more than one occasion where companies just have horrible balance sheets. They have horrible P&Ls. They're not able to report their numbers. And we've seen companies miss out on private equity events. We've seen companies miss out on an M&A because they haven't been able to turn around their P&L and their balance sheet in sufficient
and this forces them to look at that because you're going through this process of onboarding and implementation, and that's got to be looked at.
Yeah, and NetSuite's real time. So there's real-time consolidation. So as long as you're making sure that you have your invoices and everything else in, you're getting real-time data. And if you've got complicated companies, it's real-time consolidation. Another big thing that we look at is cost takeout. So what you'll find is that people will have lots of little apps, and there's lots of little, and each little app has a little cost. And each step to go through that typically mounts up into tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. We were talking with a company recently. They have a legacy system. It's like 20 years old. They have 4 dedicated people maintaining the system. When you add up everything that you require to keep it alive, that was $600,000-$700,000.
You're talking about an actual people time.
People
like
time
effort.
plus infrastructure. So they had to keep buying servers. They had to keep buying firewalls. They had to keep buying all of these.
Configuring them, installing them, supporting them.
Exactly. They're maintaining it in languages that went out of support 20 years ago. So you find that there's a lot of simplification that comes out of it. So you're increasing your available cash by taking out unnecessary cash flow and expenditure. And then you start looking at the release of time and the allocation of people's time. So what you'll find is that, people talk about taking out headcount as part of an ERP. Typically, I'll find that companies will reallocate that headcount somewhere else within the organization to be more efficient. So what you'll find is they're loyal to their people and their talent, and those people have a lot of knowledge of the company. They're part of the company, but they're spending their time doing manual tasks. They're spending their time chasing, silly things around. So instead, a great example of AR and AP clerks getting repositioned to work as customer service people with the clients. Clients know them, vendors know them.
It's just amazing. It's like the opportunity cost. Like you have valuable people that are doing something that, it's important, but they could be way more valuable to the company somewhere else. Exactly. I wrote something down when you were talking, which is ROTI, which is return on time invested. Yeah. So there's not just ROI, but the ROI comes from the return on the time invested. So you have people investing time and doing things that NetSuite's going to now do with more simplification. So that even if you did want to eliminate headcount, you could, or you can reallocate them to your point, but you're getting a tremendous return on the time that people are investing.
Exactly. And let's take the impact on COGS and the impact on CAGR, right? As you start looking at those key indicators, NetSuite, a proper implementation of NetSuite will normally positively improve your COGS, right? And that's through the efficiency. I'm not losing inventory. My fulfillment is faster. So you'll see your cost of goods sold go down, which drives your margin up.
Yeah.
And then as you start to look at things like CAGR, you're starting to get to some really important financial metrics that literally you can take to the bank. So
that cost of goods that you just mentioned, I mean, that does go right to the bottom line. If you can have an impact on that number, that's just bottom line.
Absolutely.
Unless I'm wrong about that.
No, absolutely. And if you take some of the more complicated places where you're paying commissions, right, or you're paying rebates, or you're in that kind of complicated world, your COGS is key, right? And how you deal with that and how you're efficient and optimized around that has a material impact on your bottom line operations. You can get into things like, so NetSuite has integrations through to 3PL, so how you can ship your goods better. It has an e-commerce engine, or will plug into an e-commerce engine. So the faster I can get goods out the door, the quicker I can get paid, the quicker I can pay my suppliers, life is good. If I can reduce, it gives you the ability to shop around in key aspects of your credit card vendors, your merchant accounts. It lets you now focus on the optimization of the business, which gives you an ROI that is truly measurable, is something that's truly significant. And again, you can take that to the board, you can take that to an investor, you can take that to the shareholders. Shareholders care about shareholder value. And if they're looking at something that says, my lord, this is a large upfront cost. If we're saying that we are able to have this impact on COGS, we can reduce DSO, we can improve available cash flow, we can, look at that, we can reduce your debt, reduce the amounts of working capital and things like that. That's the reason CFOs care about this, is they can do more measurable things that demonstrate shareholder value that they can bring back to the owners and the board and shareholders.
Hey, thank you so much for enjoying this video. I have a quick message about NetSuite. Every firm that's come to us for guidance has totally transformed their business with NetSuite. So if you're in professional services, maybe you're in healthcare, manufacturing, could be that you're in warehousing, maybe you have an accounting firm or a law firm, could be you're in private equity, doing M&A, maybe you have a business that has multiple locations, or really it could be a wide variety of other industries. NetSuite solves so many of the business problems that you're facing. One major issue right now is QuickBooks Desktop. If you're using QuickBooks Desktop, which is going end of life, and you're ready to make a change, NetSuite will definitely solve that problem. Also, if you already have NetSuite, but you're frustrated or maybe you're disappointed with the level of service you're getting, with the outcomes that you're getting, with the productivity that you expect that you should be getting, you should definitely reach out to me, okay? Our clients consistently tell us that they feel way more confident and they see a lot more reliability and way better outcomes and productivity, not to mention 40 to 70% savings on NetSuite licensing. So we're here for you. Also, we'll help you determine if NetSuite is the actual right fit for you, and we'll provide expert support. So don't wait. Use the form below, schedule a free consultation with me, and let's see how NetSuite can transform your business. Now back to the video. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.